Robin.
I want to get a picture with Brian. How are we going to do this with Malcolm McDowell coming in?
I'll take Malcolm for a second. And you guys...
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Brian's leaving, and Malcolm McDowell is entering the studio.
Working his way in.
Yeah.
You want to say hi?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's right there. Come on in. Yeah, I'm coming in.
Can I get a photo with you before you...
Malcolm! My God, man! Fucking hell!
My God, man! Fucking hell!
I thought they... All right, they actually do know each other.
This is hilarious.
No, I wasn't there.
That's hilarious.
Funniest man.
No,
funniest man in rock and roll. This one. Do you tell him the vinyl rules?
Wait.
Tell him the vinyl
Brian,
rules.
do you want to grab me?
He's hilarious.
Wait, do you want to...
How great to see you, man.
He said, Malcolm, I said, get the fuck out of here.
Hey, man.
Malcolm McDowell, he did one of the songs that we're going to do for this musical, which unfortunately never got finished.
We'll do it.
But you've got to hear this song that he wrote. It's called It's Good to Be God.
No, you wrote it.
I wrote it. He sang it. But it's
Make yourself comfy, man.
It's still fantastic, that song.
So how have you been doing here? Have they been treating you well?
They've been treated as well.
Because you're royalty, man. You know that. Fucking royalty.
No,
you are.
He's trying to come off as a humble guy. Just kinda.
Bollocks. Tell him about the vinyl roofs, man. Tell him about that. He said, this man is the funniest man I've ever met.
No, it's the vinyl roof thing. That's what I did, you see.
Oh, you put on vinyl roofs?
Well,
refurbishing cars.
It's the refurbished cars because I didn't have any money after the first band. So I had to go out and put windshields in with my own little company.
Oh, shit.
And of course, I was making a canny living. And, and when AC/DC came along and said, do you want to come for an audition? I said, nah, I've been bitten by the bug once. I was in a band in Geordie. And
no, but they said they wouldn't tell him who the band was. And he goes, well, I'm not coming down to London if I don't know who it is for. Who am I supposed to be auditioning for? And they went, we can't tell you. And he goes, hey, you've got to tell me something. And they went, well, we can give you the initials.
That's good.
The initials, so a woman, she was called Olga from the Volga.
Yeah.
And she said, I cannot tell you this, but I can tell you the initials. I said, well, what are they? And she went, it's the AC on CDC. I said, you mean AC/DC? She went, I have said too much.
And he goes down there. He goes down there for the audition. I had to borrow somebody. He goes, but I've got 8 fucking vinyl roofs tomorrow.
Who gives a shit, right? Yeah. I'd give up the vinyl roof business.
So you guys obviously go way back.
He goes down there and starts playing snooker. Because the guys are playing snooker and they've been waiting for him for hours. And he's playing snooker with the lads.
With a crew guy.
And then guy goes, aren't you Brian Johnson? And he goes, yeah, what? He goes, they're waiting for you upstairs.
I was playing pool with the boys.
Instead of auditioning for AC/DC?
Yes, sir.
Boy,
weren't they lucky to get this one?
You really shouldn't have gotten that gig.
No, that was fun. It was fun, though. It was a lot of fun. So what
Sounds
are you doing here? I mean, son of you promoting?
Promoting. I'm just
promoting.
Oh, come on, do tell.
It's the 40th anniversary of Clockwork. There's a big screening tonight at MoMA.
Is there?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Finally, we're getting
great.
treated with respect.
Yeah.
I'll be in Willa fucking
You know what I mean?
I'm going to be in Long Island.
Long Island.
Are you? What are you doing? Working or what?
Just signing the books and stuff.
You got a book out, guys.
It's a funny.
You're just reeking everything you
He's
can
hysterical,
out of
man.
this.
Yeah.
Your
cards.
By
the way,
you can have my copy, Malcolm.
By the way, let me just tell you that when we arrived to do this recording, to put down this thing, which I had never done really. So, and he came, and they were doing a documentary about it, and he arrived on his motorbike into this parking lot of this little studio in the valley, and he immediately falls off the damn thing.
Great speed bump.
Didn't you?
I fell off.
It's all on film.
Oh shit! I fell up and I did a somersault and went.
It's nice entrance. It's a good entrance.
You're not a tall man. That's all
memorable.
Oh, look at that. You're down. Great.
But I have a read of it, my son. It's the longest chapter. I think it's 3.5 pages. That was a biggie.
Look at you. What's that?
That's the Royale RP4.
Is that Lola?
No, that's a Royale RP4.
Oh, really?
The Lola's not in there because I hadn't bought it in time.
Yeah, quite the car enthusiast.
How many years do you guys go back?
Well, no, we met at the British Grand Prix.
Yeah, at Silverstone.
Yeah, and I don't know. It's a few years now, isn't it?
Gotta be 90.
Whatever.
Just a fan, Malcolm, or
I'm
do you
a
race?
fan of it. Yeah.
Do you race at all? Yeah.
No, he races.
Yeah.
No, I don't race. I just have a few nice classic
I love
cars.
surprises like that.
That was a hell of a surprise for everybody.
Hey, man.
I said that they're probably going to know each other. I did say that.
Great. I've got 3 boys now.
It is a
There's another one.
small island.
2, 4, and 7.
Oh, sorry.
2, 4, and 7, and they're amazing. They're just absolutely.
Well, I've got a
beautiful.
grandson now, my son.
Have you?
Edwin.
Jesus.
Edwin.
Congratulations.
Edwin of Northumbria. Yes, and he's,
It is odd to see AC/DC
and he's-
and be like,
he's-
there's a
so I'm going
grandfather
up
up
to
there.
see him on Monday. I fly to London, and I'll go up to see him, and then I'm off to Italy.
Are you touring again or what?
No, not just yet. We're just sort of talking and humping and scratching my testicles a bit.
You know, great, man. That's great.
It is
This
amazing.
man is
Now,
one of-
I didn't know you were a
one of the
grandfather.
great voices, isn't
Oh,
he? He's
please, right?
Well, he does a lot of-
sensational. And you know, my wife goes up to him, you know, naively and says, "Oh, Brian, I just love, you know, All Night Long, and it's such a passionate song." He goes, "What? No, I have diarrhea, darling. That's why I'm up all night long." She goes, "What?"
That was
Bahamas,
destroyed
yeah.
it.
That was the inspiration.
I had the worst diarrhea. I'd eaten some. Yeah, it's just all and because the first bit was with a car, you know.
Yeah.
Sorry. I feel like a TV host. Unless we walk around here.
Yeah. Somehow it's odd having to show Brian Johnson mic technique.
It is funny. I'm sorry, Brian, the microphone.
Yeah, but it goes up by your mouth.
I usually put the mic down because I usually say something incriminating.
Was that song really about you shitting?
Yeah.
No, not all of it. I mean, the first.
All night long.
She was a fast machine. She kept them out. That's but cars again.
Sure, yeah, of course.
The chorus came later, about 11 o'clock. When I got caught short.
Isn't that amazing? Though?
That is.
He told it. I was just roared with laughter because that's typical Brian.
Yeah.
Typical.
Absolutely.
You gotta write what you feel.
Yeah, wherever you're feeling it.
But anyway, listen, I'm not going to stop you getting interviewed here.
No,
it's
Listen,
fine.
this is way better than
Amazing,
me.
yeah, believe
Are
me.
you kidding me?
You're doing a better job than we're going to do anyway, so you might as well stay.
Thank you very
You're
much.
looking great.
Do you
You
think?
lost a bit of weight.
Who? What?
You haven't shut him up.
Who? Stung like bull, like fear, no man. But no, that's great. So, what, have I got to go to Jimmy?
Oh, you got to go to see
Jim Brewer.
Jim Brewer, yeah.
Piss off before.
No.
Yeah, piss off. You can talk.
Don't
No,
go
I'll see you before you go.
Oh, okay,
Oh, wait, so you're in Long Island? You're going to Long Island? Is that
Yeah,
it? Okay,
I got to
good.
get to this place. It's miles away, isn't it?
All right.
Yeah, it's not that bad. Depends on what time you leave.
Just a book signings. Hey, Malcolm,
You're so rich, man. It's so beautiful. What are you going to buy? A little Ferrari or something?
A Ferrari.
Lamborghini?
I'm picking up when I get to London. A Ferrari 458 Italia.
What year? New one.
New one.
Oh, man.
Outside the house, my house in Chelsea.
Wow, but Chelsea, you know, it'd probably have no tyres on it by the time you get
No, one's got an underground garage.
Oh,
Yes, one's got a garage under the floor.
Good, man. Good. Well,
Garage under the...
In the Blue Ridge Mountains of Virginia.
Well, what about It's Good to Be God? It's good to be God. It's good to be Almighty.
Oh, fuck.
He wrote the fucking thing. You can't remember
It was a while ago.
It's good.
Universe.
It's good.
It's
It's
rather
alarmingly good.
Oh, how it's good to be God. It's good to determine destinies of a dynasty or a nation. Of mortals should they try to get ideas above their station. What of an overwhelming feeling knowing everything is mine. To be potent's very pleasing, but omnipotence divine. It's good to be me, God. And I'm casting it out. Oh, for fuck.
No, that was brilliant. See? Isn't that? And he wrote that, and it's a brilliant musical.
Holy
we only need, how much do we need? 8 million?
That's it?
I will get it on.
You'd have to sign a few more books.
Well, yeah, it's but we'll get it on. I mean, we just had to stop because
He goes, I've got a great part for you, man. I went, yeah? He went, yeah, fucking Zeus, man. You're fucking Zeus. And this is you're coming in. You're flying over the fucking audience, man, on a fucking wire. And there's fire coming out your ass. I went, are you serious? He fucking right, I'm serious, man. And then you land on the stage and you go, it's good to be gone.
It's good to be online.
That's fantastic.
Such dreams are made of this. I'm telling you. But he had
Holy shit, that's hysterical, man.
We'll do it. Well, even if we have to do it as a cameo in a big charity do in the
We'll do it. Okay, you know what? I'll work on it. Yeah.
I see it. I saw him as God, but you know, with a top hat on. You know.
Right.
Yeah. You know.
That's perfect.
Like David Niven type of thing.
That's hilarious, man.
Oh,
fantastic.
Okay, then, gentlemen.
Yes. I normally wouldn't do this, but I want to get a photo with you two, and that normally I would never ask.
Normally he would never do that.
Can I jump in there?
But luckily we're able to just abandon the radio show and take pictures. You don't think I'm gonna get this fucking picture too? You're out of your fucking mind. Fuck Jim Brewer. Fuck Jim Brewer.
Now, we're going to interview Malcolm in just a second, but we're doing a picture with...
Screw the show. This is Jim Brewer.
You don't get too...
I couldn't, as soon as I heard the name, I went, what the fuck?
And listen,
I love how we just abandoned the show.
Malcolm's manager wants one. Hop in there.
Thinking everyone's hopping in. It's such a unique picture. Yeah, who else is going there? Danny. Oh, Danny boy.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Danny boy.
But this is
They're chit-chatting about the Clockwork Orange 40th. What is it? 40th anniversary, right? Yeah. They're just yapping. 40th anniversary. Stanley Kubrick's The Clockwork Orange.
We'll be getting back to the show. We've lost control.
No, it's fine. They're chit-chatting. Malcolm Mcdowell is in. Who knew that
We're taking photos. It's fantastic. What a great show.
Who knew they were such
All right, take another one. He's the producer. He's not famous. She's getting Travis's picture.
Now just get the two of them.
Who's running this show?
All right.
Yeah, right? Nobody. You guys.
Are we done?
No, we have to do the interview.
I thought we did it.
You're kidding me. Take a seat for a little while. And
Thank you for coming.
Brian, thank you. Malcolm.
Have you given me the book?
Wow. I think, yeah.
I'm taking it.
Yeah, take the book.
All right.
Oh, my God.
Don't be shy. Your mother wasn't.
I didn't know you guys were such pals. It was amazing.
Yeah, we're real mates.
Because it's like right when the door opened, you went, "Oh fuck!"
Yeah.
Like, okay. They do know each other.
We just yeah.
Man, that's hilarious.
I mean,
you always
one of his songs, you know, and he came down to help me out because I went, I've never done this kind of thing. He go, you just say it like you're just on the phone.
You know, what's odd is you always think, all right, well, England is a pretty small island. Everyone's got to know each other. And then you guys know each other. So.
Well, there's only 60 million, you know, so the likelihood is I'll bump into him somewhere.
Well, two guys of your status, too, it's like you're going to be aware of each other. Nobody doesn't know who you are or doesn't know who he is, so it's not surprising.
Well, it was just weird because, you know, we were invited, you know, as guests to go in a helicopter to the British Grand Prix.
Oh, man.
He was our traveling partner, so that was fabulous. And
you realize how quickly you realize how funny he is, man.
Yeah,
he's hilarious.
One of the funniest raconteurs I've ever heard, and especially with the Geordie accent.
Yeah,
so brilliant.
It goes well together.
The fact he's still got it, you know. But when the vinyl roofs, that's one of the great stories.
Vinyl roofs.
Man, I'm doing vinyl roofs tomorrow. I can't do the audition, man.
What were you doing before you got into acting?
Selling coffee.
No, really?
Yeah, in Yorkshire, where they only drink tea.
That's a lousy job, then.
Really? You can see I spent most of my time at the cinema.
Oh, did you?
Mm-hmm.
And that I obviously got you into wanting to act. How did you get into it?
Well, I had a girlfriend who went to an elocution teacher in Liverpool, which is where I'm from. And she went to this lady, Mrs. Harold Ackley, who was an 80-year-old silent movie star. So I went to see her, and she went, "You've got a lovely voice. I think you could do it."
Really?
So, that's how I kind of got involved, and then I was offered a job just by chance, and took it in the theater, and that was the end of my coffee.
That was no more coffee, no more vinyl moves for him. And
Clockwork was the second movie, right? It was after If.
No, Clockwork was my fourth
Was the fourth?
movie. I did Figures in a Landscape was the second movie I did. Joe Losey directed it with Robert Shaw. And then I did a little English movie called The Raging Moon, which was called Long Ago Tomorrow here. It's about a paraplegic, and is a very nice movie. And then Clockwork.
Yeah.
With Stanley, and then I went on to do Oh Lucky Man, which is another great film, and you know, Lindsay Anderson again, who was my, if you like, mentor or whatever. Certainly a great teacher and a great man, a brilliant director, and one of the nicest people ever.
Did you feel that? You said that. I think I watched the DVD and all the stuff for the 40th anniversary. Oh yeah, it was great. Wow. The commentary was amazing. I never watched commentary.
No.
But it was. Didn't you say that you kind of felt that Oh Lucky Man got overshadowed a bit by Clockwork, and that kind of annoyed you a little bit?
Well, yes, because you know that was. I wrote the initial treatment for Oh Lucky Man, which starts off being about a guy who's a coffee salesman, surprise, surprise, and who goes on a journey, a rather naive journey through life, looking for success, which is basically what we all do, isn't it?
Sure.
Yeah.
And we all want to be successful, but at what price? And the film is a parable, and it's a beautiful film. It's still very relevant. I love the film. I showed it to some Italian journalists about a year ago. We got a big screen, you know, 35mm print, and they came out of this thing. They went, "It's so subversive."
Really?
Yeah, yeah. It sort of is, in a way. It's very subversive because it shows every establishment figure to be corrupt and basically evil.
So it's pretty accurate.
Well, here we go. You know, I mean, you said it, not me.
I have a Clockwork question that we debated at one point, and I firmly believe this, and everybody told me I was wrong. When you go back to the writer's house, and when does he? I think he recognizes you the minute you come in, because he knows you from the newspapers. He knows the guy in the paper is the one who killed. And they said, no, he doesn't recognize Alex until he's singing in the bathtub. I think he recognized you as soon as you came in. What is the proper answer for that?
You are wrong.
I am wrong?
Sorry to say.
I can't argue because it's him.
The thing is, you are wrong and you are right. Because
damn it.
Because it's really up to every individual member of the audience to, I mean, it doesn't really matter when he, I mean, if he does recognize him when I walk in, then why does he wait so long? So it doesn't really make any sense. But you know as soon as he recognizes him because he
he
has
goes
this
a
reaction
little,
to
goes a little crazy.
Yeah.
And then he comes down and when I'm eating and goes, food, all right.
What did we have that?
Try the wine. Oh, very nice. Yes. Oh, lovely. What's that? Oh, center stuff. Oh, step. Yeah, lovely. 1967. Lovely.
And you said he said it felt like he was taking a dump. Patrick McGee, right? Is his name?
He came to me and he went, "What is Malcolm? He's Irish, you know. What is with this Kubrick?" He goes, "Jesus, I mean, he's making me go so over the top. I feel like I'm chewing the scenery. I mean,
oh shit! Wow.
It's the last shot. I feel like I'm taking a dump. I'm saying more. I mean." And there's no fucking Guinness on the set. He said, "Do you think you could do something about that?" I said, "I'll try." So I went to Stanley. I went, Stanley, why don't you get the props to just get a couple of Guinnesses for Pat? So he goes, "I don't want drinking on." I said, No. He's Irish.
That's not drinking.
That just lubricates. It's really just to get him up for the... He goes, so... They bought a case, which was like 24 small bottles. And Stanley, 3 days later, he calls me over and he goes, Malcolm, that wasn't a very good suggestion. He goes, I went to check on the prop truck how many bottles are left. He goes, there isn't one. So he's drunk 24 bottles in 3 days. I went, and have you seen how great he's been?
Perfect, yeah.
Exactly.
Scenes are fun. Did you notice... while you were filming it, were you feeling the same thing? Like some scenes were maybe over the top or a little odd or something, and then seeing the final version, were you happy with what came out?
I never thought it was odd. No, because it is a stylized film. It's very stylized. It's bigger than life and out there. And, it's a sort of, I mean, everybody freaks about the violence and stuff, or they did 40 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Now it's a comedy. I mean, I made a black comedy. That's what I made. And when it came out, of course, everybody was so stunned with the look and everything else because, it's the first time anyone had seen this look and the bowlers and the cod pieces and the whites and the eyelash and all that kind of stuff was sort of, then it was absolutely like it was from the moon or something. And then, the Korova milk bar. The way it starts off, the first 20 minutes are amazing because it gives you no time to breathe. It's just wham, 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 and finishes with Singing in the Rain. I know. Completely ruined that song for people.
No, it didn't. It made it good. That song sucked until you grabbed it.
Well, the truth is, we didn't know what to do because in the so-called script, which was just a real skeleton to work from, the boys come in, menace the guy, kick him down the stairs, and then throw bottles of booze through the windows. And he had all these, sugar glass windows made. And I'm like, Stanley, that's sort of pathetic. Who cares? So, we sat around for 5 days and didn't turn the camera. And I'd come to work and I'd see Harrod Truck there, from Harrod's, changing the furniture, the look, and he thought it was there somewhere. And in the end, he just walked past me and he goes, can you dance? And I by this time I'd kind of got my energy back and I was getting bored. So I went, can I dance? And I went straight into sing. I just improvised the whole thing of slapping her, whacking, boom, bouncing the ball. And he was like, get in the car, drove back to his house, and he bought the rights to Singing in the Rain for 10 grand.
Wow.
Oh, shit. So cut a year later. Then we had to go back, of course, and shoot the thing. And I'm going, what did I do there? Anybody write that down? No, I had to do it all again. Anyway, a year later, I came out to Hollywood to meet people at the studio and all the rest of it. And so this minder said to me, there's this big party in Beverly Hills. Would you want to come along? Then I think there's going to be a few movie stars there. And I went, I'm from Liverpool. Of course I want to meet these movie stars, And we go in there, and he goes, you won't believe it, Gene Kelly's here. I went, oh, my God, how great. And he had his back to me, and the minder guy just tapped him on the shoulder. He goes, Gene, I'd like you to meet Malcolm McDowell. He looked at me like I'd crawled out from a rock, and he just turned and walked away.
Holy shit.
And the guy goes, I do apologize. I said, don't apologize. I mean, of course he's upset. I took his moment, not consciously, but there it was. Hollywood gave us that as a moment of sheer joy and beauty, and to see him slapping the thing and Singing in the Rain, it's euphoria, isn't it? And that's how Alex felt when he was raping and beating.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, I thought you definitely did a better job with the song. The choreography, the choreography in it, the brilliant, the slap. Because you wrap tape around her head, you bite the tape, it's all timed so beautifully. And Dim trying to sing along, and he just can't do it. That's the
Dooby-doo.
Ready for love. He just keeps saying that.
Yeah, that's right, ready for love.
Very well, little brother, very well.
Yeah, and Kubrick,
fantastic.
You had a great relationship with him, and I was interested in the commentary when you said that you really never saw him again after the movie. Did he sever the relationship, or what happened at the end of the movie?
I was a little naive thinking that, that it would be the same sort of relationship and friendship that I had with Lindsay Anderson, who directed If and Oh Lucky Man. And so, and I was a young actor, and I figured, I felt like I'd given him everything I had, in the part. And that we worked together for a year, and then suddenly silence. It's sort of weird. I couldn't really handle that. I just thought, I felt so used, I think. And I felt really angry and upset. And so, and then, then he kind of had me sign a waiver of forgetting the billing, saying everybody's name was going to be at the back end of the movie, which was fine with me. And then I see the movie, and there's Kubrick this, Kubrick that, and Kubrick the other 5 times. It's like, we don't count as actors, and he's not the kind of director that has really any idea about the performance. You ask any actor that's worked with him, he just goes, show me. Which is why I love working with him, because it meant that you could literally come with anything. I used to joke with him saying, no wonder you love Peter Sellers. He could give you 40 different voices and characters, and you'd go with it, you know.
So he was more about the look than he was the performance of the actors, leaving them to... Because some directors...
He wouldn't turn the camera unless there was magic there.
Mm-hmm.
And he'd wait, but you know, I never got the 100 takes and all that stuff. I mean, that was down the line. I don't know why he suddenly went into. He
started doing that.
You know, if he could, you know, bore him to death and get it. With me, I mean, seriously, if we did 10 takes, it was unusual.
And you said you seem to be in on the creative process a lot too. Like you said, you would watch the dailies, you would talk over what you were going to do, as opposed to him just going, do this. Because didn't you guys kind of did the movie from the book, didn't you?
Basically, I had the book with me all the time. He didn't. But I'd go, whoa, what are you doing? Well, that's not what it... He goes, oh, what does it say? And I'd read it out, and he'd go, oh, that's... I like that. Okay. So, you know, and sometimes he was right. Sometimes it wasn't in the book. The book really doesn't give you any hints as to really who this character of Alex is.
Mm-hmm.
It's a sort of veneer, and the book is brilliant. You know, it's Burgess's masterpiece, but it's, you know, this great political sort of statement about the freedom of man to choose. You know, whether you want to be immoral or moral. I mean, that's basically what the film's about.
Right.
You know, at the end of the day. And I think why it's lasted so well is that this political element is just as relevant today as it was then.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everything else we've caught up, you know. But don't forget, when it first came out, I mean, literally, I went to 3rd Avenue to Cinema One, and it was jammed. There were lines and the whole deal, and people were so excited, the new Kubrick movie, and they just sat there in stone silence. And I'm like... What's the matter with these Americans?
Wow.
Haven't they got a sense of humor? Don't they get
this?
Jeez, I'm like, they hate it. They really hate this movie. Oh my God, they hate it. Then one woman in the middle of it runs out into the lobby and throws up.
Wow.
I'm like, oh my God, I'm really making people so happy. But the truth was, you know, I hadn't really seen it in England, and it was the same thing.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, it was the same thing. I mean, they laughed maybe a little more because they got the English humor a bit.
Right, yeah.
But it was, and I understand now, overwhelming. And just...
How was it taken by the critics?
They didn't like it.
Like
4 nominations, right? 4 Oscar nominations, but didn't win.
Ebert didn't like it, I remember.
Huh?
Roger
Really?
Ebert gave it 2 out of 4.
Yeah.
What does he know?
Dope.
What an idiot.
But were they...
Sorry to say, but, you know, listen, you can, unfortunately, the critics can always be found out years later.
That is true.
Right. Yeah,
and what film are we watching now? And what was the one that you said was so great?
Yeah.
And what was the Academy Award winners, by the way, that, of course, have never seen the light of day?
Mm-hmm.
Because this film... And not because of any brilliance on the part of Warner Brothers, although, you know, they have a great department for doing that, but you can't force a movie 40 years on the public. It just ain't going to wash.
Yeah.
And either they love it or they don't.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact is that this movie has stood the test of time, and it's just amazing. How many more versions can they bring out? You know,
Yeah.
but they've got this 40th edition Blu-ray, which is actually even better than it was when it first came out. I was amazed when I saw it.
And it has, just so you know what it has on it, because I've watched almost everything on it. It's got of course, the film. It's got the Malcolm's commentary, and it also has an additional disc, which is about Kubrick as a director. And it's amazing who you guys got for that, because Malcolm talks in it, obviously. Cruise narrates it. He's in it. Nicholson never does interviews.
Right.
All these guys talking about Kubrick. Nicole Kidman. And it's got on the DVD, it's got this thing about Clockwork 40 years later, the making of Clockwork. If you're a Clockwork fanatic like I am, it's amazing what's on this.
Did you see Never Apologize? Did they send you that too?
No, I'm actually was just handed this. It's
That's great. I'm very proud of that, because that, you know, it came up because people didn't know who Lindsay Anderson was, and it really upset me. So, because he was a genius. This man was, I mean, just so incredible. As brilliant as Kubrick was, in a completely different way. Kubrick was a great satirist, but Anderson was a great humanist. And he loved the human condition and found it, of course, the foibles in it, and pointed them out. But his movies are extraordinary. And I was asked to go and introduce. They had some kind of retrospective at the Edinburgh Festival, and I was playing golf actually. I said, well, I'll do better than that. I'll come and do a show about him, thinking, it's a year. I've got a year, but think about that. Nah, never get there. And, of course, 6 weeks before that, I'm like, oh, my God. I'm calling up everybody in England, having them send over, diaries and the letters. And thank God there's a great archive of his stuff at Stirling University, and I was able to get it. And this is about my relationship with him that led to Stanley Kubrick, and
because he gave you Clockwork without an audition, right? Wasn't it from If? I think he loved you at If and gave you the audition from that.
Yes, he did. And but it was Lindsay Anderson who told me how to play the part in Clockwork, because I asked Stanley. He goes, "Hey, Malcolm, that's why I hired you. I'm not Rada." And I was like, "Ooh, okay." I went, "Has anybody got a call sheet?" I went, "Look at this, Stan. Director S. Kubrick. How about some direction?" And he just laughed, but that was the way. That was a great gift, actually. But I asked Lindsay if he'd read the script and if he had any notes for me. And this is before I started shooting, and so he said he read it and he called me round to his flat in London, and as soon as I arrived, he goes, "Well, thank God I don't have to direct this." Now, my heart, I said, "Look, Lindsay, I know it's not your kind of material." He said, "All right, this is how you play it." He goes, "There's a shot in If when you open the gymnasium doors to be beaten by the prefects, and you look at them and you smile." He goes, "That's how you play it." And I went, oh my God, he is so right. What a brilliant piece of direction. Wow. That's how I played it.
It was almost scarier that way, because you realize here's this smiling, charismatic, very aware guy who's a sociopath. It was like, he knows what he's doing, and you still can't connect or get mercy from him. I thought that made it a much more scary character.
It did, and you're right. And I think the French critics pointed this out to me. I've not really thought about it, but I think it was the first time in cinema history that, the portrayal of a psychopath who gets the sympathy of the audience without milking it, just because of who he is and that he loves life and Beethoven.
And I think one of my favorite
Ludwig van
lines,
lovely Ludwig van.
Watching you get more obnoxious as the Ludovico treatment wears off, was fucking great. And I didn't know that it was. You start to notice when they start showing him fun little slides, and which you improv that scene, which was fucking hilarious.
I did, because we'd done too many takes, and I said, "Stanley, can I just say what the first thing that..." He goes, "Try it," and so. That's what
it's hilarious.
He's chosen. Yeah. And it is hilarious because it's so real. And the energy suddenly picks the film up and just takes you through to the end. And, I improv'd all the eating, with the minister. And it's because, that I was bored listening to it. Stanley was bored, and he didn't know how to wrap the film up. But, the poor guy had the whole political speech that he had to. And so just out of boredom, and Stanley stuck his handkerchief in his mouth, and tears were rolling down his cheeks. He was laughing so hard.
That's awesome. It's such a memorable part of that movie.
I know.
Hysterical.
But the actor was so pissed.
Oh, really?
Oh.
The idiot that handed Kubrick the script back at the end?
Yeah.
Fucking.
Stanley comes up to me and he goes, "You will never believe what just happened." I went, "What? What is it?" He goes, "No, Anthony Sharp, he just gave me the script back." And I went, "Yeah? Well, he probably thinks somebody else wants." He goes, "I've never had an actor give me a script." I said, "Well, why not?" He goes, "Well, they want them for souvenirs." I went, "Well, here's mine."
That was, when you're improvising, the questions she was asking you, that woman, they were so ripe to be fucking had mean shit said to.
There's a guy coming through the window, right, and a naked woman in bed, and he goes, "No time for the old in-out, love, I've just come to read the meter."
"You sold me a crummy watch, and I'd like my money back."
"I'd like to take that watch and stick it up your arse.
Yeah, you laughing with an X-break. Happy laugh.
Very happy at that point,
Isn't it brilliant, though? It's a brilliant way of showing that he's back to normal.
Slowly coming
back. Which is odd because as the audience, you're like, oh, good, he's back.
Yeah.
You're like, wait a minute.
He's a serial killer.
He's
a psychopath.
Yeah, psychopathic
and we're all
rapist,
happy
murderer.
about it.
Yeah.
But that's the brilliance of Burgess, really. That's the brilliance of it. That the hero of the piece is this immoral guy.
Yeah, who you felt bad for when he was being broken. Yeah. Like that.
The thing was to make him brutal at the beginning. Mm-hmm. So, he's brutal. And when he's, beating that tramp and, and he's the big fight with Billy Boy and in the cat people hitting him with the dildo. I mean, that's a brilliant. That's pure Kubrick, by the way. I went, you gotta be kidding. This is what I'm gonna kill her with?
By the way, Billy Boy and the guy's about to rape that girl. She probably had the greatest set of tits I've ever seen in the film. That girl that Billy Boy and they were dragging through was fantastic.
I make absolutely no comment on that.
Oh, they were.
You're right.
Oh.
But you're right. But the girl that comes out. Where, when I'm
yes.
And she's in the spotlight and she comes out and I go up to touch the old titties and she was a very beautiful girl. So I heard that she had an antique shop in London, and I went into the antique shop. And it was so weird because, of course, we've all aged somewhat. And I'm thinking, oh, my God, this was a little middle-aged lady with a little handbag, and I'm missing. I'm going, you were the tits, right? Malcolm, that's right. Because I taught her how to do the bow at the end. I went, no, you got to really relish it, and that was great.
And the guy really hurt you when he stepped on your. You see that shoe? The guy who made you lick his shoe, he actually hurt your lung when he fucking jabbed his heel into your
right
chest.
Through my ribs. I was stupid. I should have put a pad.
Wow.
But and it went through my ribs, and Stanley was like, well, you can't be that sick. I went, I don't know, Stanley, I can barely breathe.
Holy shit.
And so I went and had an x-ray. It didn't show up, but there was a blood clot under my rib.
Wow.
I know. I was very lucky that they caught it, and they stuck a big needle between my ribs and dispersed it. Yeah, the Clockwork. The guys working on the electricians, we'd say, Mal, he's trying to kill you.
Are they telling us we have to wrap?
Yeah.
Nolan is panicking at the door.
What?
Give your interview and he has to go.
Okay, we have to wrap with the great Malcolm McDowell.
Oh man,
I have something I'm going to ask Malcolm to sign. Normally I would never.
You got it.
I'm so happy you're here.
Please say no.
40th anniversary of Clockwork Orange. It honestly is amazing, the Blu-ray. It's all this great stuff on it. Malcolm's commentary is amazing. This Kubrick Essential Collection is out, and something I really want to see is Never Apologize. And it's Malcolm McDowell kind of, you're doing a one-man...
Reminiscing, and reading some of his diaries and letters, which are amazing. I mean, Anderson is a major director, especially in Britain, where he was one of the great theatre directors, and of course did If, Oh Lucky Man, and Britannia Hospital.
Well, thank you we love you, we love you,
Absolutely,
and thank you so much.
Thanks, because I got to see my old mate Brian.
Yes, I had a feeling you guys knew each other, and I just want credit for having said that before. I don't know why. Nobody gives a shit. I said it. So
great.
Yeah, I took a guess and I was right. Who cares?
No, it's so cool to just see two icons as just pals bullshitting
just chilling
like
out.
that.
Yes.
It's very cool.
I love that guy. He's
apparently
a really
so. Yeah, that's
guy.
very cool.
Let's get him out of here.
And he got to sing It's Good to Be Gone.
Yeah,
I know, and we got to listen.
Yeah, that's fabulous.
This was a thrill for us,
cool.
Malcolm. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Hey, a great pleasure. Thanks, guys.
I think we're done for the day, too, huh?
Yes.
All right, we're getting out of here. Thanks, guys.
Jesus.
See you tomorrow.
Robin.